Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you, Kyle.
Hey.
Kyle, it's so funny. We just hit start broadcast.
Kyle, that was hilarious. We clicked live and slid in like musical chairs.
Bosman Live.
Yeah.
That's a great
how to
way
make
open.
an entrance.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the March 2019 Q&A submissions. We actually have a couple of allies who will be joining. Well, I think just Blood will be joining us at some point. So look forward to that. But with me today, I've got Huber, Damiani, Kyle, and Brandon. And we're going to be taking your questions. And it wouldn't be a Q&A if Alexander Zirnoff did not ask the first question. And it's actually directed to Kyle. Kyle, are you ready to take our first question of the month?
I am now. Do I sound better?
Yes, you sound good. I think
Cool.
you sound good.
All right.
Alexander asks, hello, allies. I'm watching Box Peak. I'm at episode 2, but I can't get rid of the idea that the show would look much better and be produced much faster if it was drawn and animated entirely digitally. Should I just listen to the audio version, or should I wait for HD remake? Pro Strats only, please, Alexander.
This is like the dumbest question we've ever received. The entire purpose of Box Peak is built around it being paper. If it was digitally animated, it wouldn't be a show about people peeking out of boxes. The medium matches the message for Box Peak. So I find this question insulting. Yeah, it's paper because it's paper, man. I don't know.
Can I ask you this,
I've explained
Kyle?
this. Yeah, go ahead.
So what do you ever get asked about the comparison to South Park then? How they started off doing like that was the intent of the look, was to be like cutouts and stuff, and they just got so fed up with how long it was taking, someone made them proprietary software that emulated the look of it so that you lose the shadows a bit, but it still pretty much looks like what it did in season 1 in the pilot. Like if someone made you proprietary software to make Box Peak look like Box Peak.
I guess, man. Like I guess like what we're doing the paper in 3D. It would still have to look like it's made of paper, basically. I mean, so like South Park looks like it does because that was their best method of animation at the time, right? Like it's not a show about like the show isn't about its own limitations in a way. You know what I mean? I guess it kind of is because it's about a small town, but obviously like they were doing like Jesus versus Santa in their first episode. And it's just like, you can absolutely represent Jesus versus Santa in any medium. But, you know, I chose to do a thing that's like about the competition is 2 cardboard boxes facing each other because I'm using paper.
Check out Box Peak on easyallies.com. Check it out.
Yeah. That being said, Damiani, I would love an easier way to make Box Peak. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Like I'm thinking what you said's a good answer, Kyle. I understand. Like I get that now. That'd be hard to do, but maybe some of the other elements could be like, this is our hypothetical, like Box Peak becomes like, you know, blockbuster show. And they want to do the HD remaster. Yeah. Would you like have like certain background stuff be done like digitally but still do
dude, that's so dumb.
Okay.
This
is good. You know, everyone knows. Yeah, see?
I think
don't approach Kyle about this ever.
To forget is Kyle's doing this like 99% by himself, like absolutely everything. And so like, yeah, I can just imagine that is a huge creative challenge. So full respect there, 100%. Are we ready to move on? All right, I think we're ready to move on. Our next question comes in from Alex. He says, greetings, allies. With Sony and EA jumping ship on EA press conferences this year, or not an EA press conference, E3 press conferences this year, which publisher would you like to see enter the ring and throw in their own live event to show extended looks at upcoming titles and new announcements? I want there to be an SNK press conference, and I want it to be 4 hours long.
Capcom.
There you go.
Capcom would be sweet.
Capcom is good.
Capcom.
Yeah.
That's the first one I ever thought of. Yeah.
That might be the best response.
And they could totally do it now because they could do Resident Evil 2 DLC updates, Devil May Cry 5 updates, Iceborne updates, Dino Crisis announcement. They've got enough.
And all those new games they got.
Yeah, they have so many things to talk about.
They're going to announce.
You know, they got at least like one new fighting game in the works.
Yep.
10 new fighting games.
Yep.
They announced their own Capcom console.
Yeah, the Capcom Mini.
Yep. Kyle, do you have anybody you'd like to see throw their hat in the ring?
I'm thinking really hard, Ben, and I feel like no. I feel like Capcom's the right answer. Yeah. Square Enix, I'd like to see try a little harder.
For sure. I agree.
But yeah, I don't want to see anybody stretch too hard for something that they're not ready for.
Yeah, not really related to the question, I guess, but when I think about what Square has and the games that they make and the way that they present their press conferences, it almost feels like a different company sometimes. Like it doesn't always feel representative of who they are and what they make. And so I get a little bit confused. Quiet Man is very confusing. All right. Our next question comes in from Robert, who says, Allies, I'm going to Star Wars Celebration in 2 weeks and just entered in the panel lotteries. Out of curiosity, and not everyone needs to answer, but how would you rank the 4 panels in order of which you most wanted to attend? Brandon Jones, I'm looking at you.
Here we go.
Star Wars Episode 9 is one panel.
Okay.
The next panel is Bringing Star Wars Galaxy's Edge to life at Disney Parks.
Okay.
Next is The Mandalorian. And finally, Star Wars Phantom Menace 20th Anniversary Celebration.
All right.
Ooh, that's number 1.
Yeah, Phantom Menace is on the bottom for sure. Yeah, I mean, did Disneyland number 2, Episode 9 number 1, and then Mandalorian 3. I'm not gonna rush to get Mandalorian news. I'm just kind of I'm curious.
Brandon, this is gonna make me sound super stupid, but I'm blanking on what The Mandalorian is.
That is Jon Favreau's television show about the race of people that the Mandalorians are in the Clone Wars. If you want to like go to their planet and see what's up with them.
Okay.
But when Boba Fett, the armor he is wearing is Mandalorian armor. And in the Clone Wars, they were infamously like they didn't want to be on either side. And that was like kind of thing about Clone Wars. Is like you have to pick a side. Like if you're one of the sides is going to take advantage of your kind of middle of the roadness. Gotcha. But I don't know when it takes place. They just had one shot of a guy and like a Boba Fett looking guy like walking through a Mos Eisley looking like street corner. That was like it. That's like all we've seen so far. But
it's basically going to be like Rogue One meets Firefly.
Probably.
Anticipation.
Probably.
Man, I feel like I committed a huge sin because I watched like I don't know how many episodes, like maybe half, maybe less than that of Firefly, and I thought it was the greatest thing ever. And then just for some reason, I never finished it. I don't know what happened, but that show was really good. It's as good as everybody said it was. It was years ago. It was like 2014.
Go back, man. Go back.
Yeah,
the movie's so good.
Yeah, Serenity, right? Is the name of the movie? Yeah, I really liked it. I don't know what the hell happened.
So good.
Damiani, do you have any input on the panels?
I would go to Phantom Menace 20th anniversary first, just to see them, celebrate Jar Jar Binks. And
this is a bit.
But like
I think the most interesting stuff would actually come out of this. There'd probably be I'd also be curious to hear like any arguments, like revisionist history about how it's actually good now. Like just seeing like some Star Wars fans be like, yeah, then the new films haven't lived up to my expectations. So now Phantom Menace is really good. I wish we had like more like Phantom Menace just to see the backpedaling on that. Probably the Mandalorian second, because it's like new and it's a show, and I feel like the saturation of Star Wars in films got ridiculous. I think they should have maybe gone to like television to explore some of the expanded universe stuff instead of trying to keep making movies about things I don't care about. Probably the Bringing Star Wars Galaxy Edge to Life at Disney Parks. Galaxy's Edge to Life at Disney Parks. That one, because it's always cool to see them bring the rides and stuff. Like I never get to see that Imagineering stuff, and I don't want to know anything about Episode 9 until I see it. I'm done with the hype behind the Star Wars films at this point. I just want to go in, watch it, and be like, oh, it's finally over.
Nice. My Damiani, my spoiler blackouts have no end. So yeah, I would ditch the Episode 9 thing, even though I'd really want to go. And I would also ditch the Galaxy's Edge, because I don't want any theme park spoilers until I go, because it shatters the illusion.
That's a good point.
I want to have my first time there be max immersion. Because once you see all the behind the scenes, the magic.
I feel like you're.
I do get that.
I'd want to go on the ride first and then see that. Like they should let me go on the ride first and then we go to the panel. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing too, Hubert, well, like kind of why I'm like keeping my ears open for like updates on Galaxy's Edge is like, I don't want to go there and then have them be like, cool, do you have your, like Star Wars pass? I'm like, the what? And it's like, oh yeah, StarWars.com, you signed up for your Star Wars badge and then that's the only way to get in. I don't know. It's just like, there's going to be some kind of slow roll in of like getting access.
So I
don't want to show up expecting to get access to everything. And it's like, well, no, technically there's a way to do it.
Jones, are you going day one?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what.
What do you mean you don't know? The answer is yes.
I mean, it's the end of, isn't it the end of June? Is it the end of May or? Yeah, I think it's the end of May. It's like 2 weeks before E3. I don't know. It's rough.
You'll be the first person in line. Hubert, I think your media blackout is just going to keep growing. Where you're gonna go to new restaurants. You're like, don't show me the menu. Just bring it out. Bring out whatever you want. Don't spoil the food.
That's so good.
Our next question comes in from DRD 7 of 14. I really like this question. So 9 allies walk into a bar, 8 allies walk out. Who is and what happened to the 9th ally?
Dawn found the back room gambling den, and he's finishing up. He's cleaning out the table.
Yep.
He says, "I'll see you next week."
Yeah.
And we never see him again.
Don't wait up.
Yeah.
That's for sure a don't wait up moment.
I don't know if can we have a better answer than that?
No. It's just the truth.
Yeah, that's true.
The bare naked truth.
Our next question comes in from Discarded Digit. Hello, allies. Who are some of your favorite villagers in the Animal Crossing series? Brandon, do you have any favorites?
Yeah, no, it was all about the blue cat. I can't remember his name's like Bob, I think. And I remember that was like
Rover?
I just remember there was a cat named Bob, and it was infamous because I was playing Animal Crossing a lot with a friend of mine, Todd, and we would you'd put the memory card slot in the second slot to like visit their town. And then like one time, and like Bob was like his best friend. He was like, oh, he's like me and this guy really get along. And like he moved to my town, and I was like, dude, I have no control over that. I'm sorry, but that was like a legit rift, like in our friendship for a couple months.
Nice.
My favorite Animal Crossing villager is Ketchup by far. Just the most adorable creature ever. What is Ketchup? Ketchup is a duck, and she's red like ketchup, and that's it. I can't really like defend it.
No, that's good.
I thought, this works. Very simple. I don't know if Ketchup just appears in Pocket Camp though, but easily the best villager in Pocket Camp that I've experienced. So I want a Ketchup plushie, but I don't think they exist. I would love to be proven wrong with that.
I like the two hedgehog sisters. I don't know if they count as villagers because they're always working.
I think Animal Crossing character.
Okay. Yeah, I like those.
Okay. Mr. Rossetti is the best.
Yeah, Mr. Rossetti is the best.
I like a character that punishes you for trying to cheese the game.
Yeah. Yeah. And then like it's such a lame answer, but I really do love Isabel quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of cheesing the game, Damiani, off-topic syndrome, did you know the Witcher 3 bovine defense force thing that they added? That's so Damiani.
What?
So people were killing innocent cows and farming the money.
Okay.
And it was like a workaround.
Yeah.
So they patched in this giant like unkillable monster. When you kill some cows, it like comes and kills you.
That's pretty cool. I thought it would have been funny if they ripped off Zelda and made them like the cuckoos where they go nuts. The cows start going nuts, and like it's just like an infinite herd just stampeding over you, and you can't do anything about it. They follow you throughout the rest of the game or something until you reload your checkpoint and before you got all the gold and stuff points you're exploiting.
Love it.
So Ketchup was originally exclusive to the Animal Forest E+ e-reader thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it would only move to a village if the player has her e-reader card, and then return to the series a new leaf, which played a lot of, and I don't remember Ketchup. But yeah, I think just one look at Ketchup and you're sold.
I mean, it's random, right? It's random who shows up in your town.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I'm going to turn on another lamp. I got very dramatic lighting right now.
Drama.
Chiaroscuro. Okay, hold on.
What did you say?
Yo, how's Wart Jr.? I'm looking at the list of Animal Crossing characters. Wart Jr. caught my eye.
Not
Yeah, it's the
familiar.
son of Wart from
That's
Super
what I
Mario
was
Brothers
thinking,
2.
Fabiani.
Yeah, they're from Subcon.
Dude, he was born on a couple days after my birthday. He's a Leo. We have a connection.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know like real any Animal Crossing characters, to be perfectly honest. Just
Pick Tom Nook.
Just Tom Nook, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I get into this bad habit with Animal Crossing villagers where like I don't bother to learn their name. I'm just like, oh, the giraffe or the just whatever animal it is, you know. I just refer to it as that, which is not good. Yeah. Our next question comes in from Varun. Huber, you're going to like this. When I first played The Walking Dead on a whim back in 2012, I never expected it to be as good as it was. One thing I never expected was the impact the series as a whole would have. Characters like Lee and Kenny made the series great, but the catalyst that enhanced that impact so much was Clementine. Never have I cared about a character in gaming as much. Over 7 years in multiple games, I have grown, struggled, overcome some things, as has Clementine. It's strange to equate the struggles of a post-apocalyptic wasteland to those of your own, but that's exactly what I did. Seeing Clementine grow from the character she was to the character she became was something I don't think I have experienced in other games. It was something that I was enthralled by. That, combined with me subconsciously comparing her struggles to my own, it made for a combination of emotions that was special. It made for a unique experience. My question is, which video game character had the biggest impact on your life emotionally? Quick side question, if it's okay, any plans on a spoiler mode for the entire for the episode or for the entire series?
That's a good question. Hesitant to answer. So many. I mean, I think of Solid Snake, of course. Not because I can fully relate, but like anytime you're playing a character that's like struggling through, you know, it just hits me. Anytime you're struggling. Clementine for sure, though. I mean, what a ride! Just the growth and going from like, I think it has more of an impact because that was 7 years ago. So like, any time that much time passes and you see a character go from like a kid to an adult, like that's really relatable.
Yeah. There are characters that we've talked about before that have had an impact on me, but I think a recent one, Huber, is Persona 5 Futaba. Had an impact on me just because like I felt like the things that she went through, I went through. Like it was just very hard for her to be around a lot of people and just kind of that social anxiety. And for a long time, I felt that way. It was hard for me to be in big crowds and not be just like constantly nervous and panicking. I like small groups or just being on my own. And so it was nice seeing a character go through that in a way that I felt was pretty true to life and very true to my own experiences. And it's gotten a lot better for me. I don't mind nearly as much as I used to.
Can I piggyback off your answer, Ben?
Yeah.
Ryuji.
Yeah. Yeah. Was it just because like Ryuji is you?
Well, just because like growing up, especially when I was in high school, everyone just thought I was the loud kid, you know? That was who I was. Just like, pay me no mind. Huber's just yelling.
Right.
Like, be quiet over there. So totally related to that.
Cool.
Dude,
Persona 5 Royal win.
Full playthrough, man.
Got a call gameplay today.
I think the video game characters who affect me or impact me the most are like the simplest. Like just some positivity from Donkey Kong can really like get me through a day.
Yeah, dude.
just sometimes so like something simple like that is translates easier to me.
Kyle, I totally agree with that, man. That's such a good answer. And for me, there's something about Doom Guy that
Yeah,
like,
I get that too. Yeah,
like he's not really like a positive guy, but I think just that like let's go fuck shit up sometimes just makes you feel good and makes you forget about things. So Doom Guy was always that person for me. Good answer. Damiani, any emotional game characters for you?
I'm kind of blinking at the moment. Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
So I think though, for like spoiler mode, I don't know if anyone else is playing The Walking Dead final season right now.
I'm
right?
not. Yeah.
I think it's just Hubert.
I'd have a lot of catching up to do. Yeah.
We streamed it, so that was cool.
There's a
That
stream.
was so fun. Like, oh my gosh. Whew. Oh, what a ride.
Was everyone crying? Did they all use the Bible
Lots of
prompts?
them. Lots of, a lot of moments. Multiple moments. Just really good sequences, like honoring what it's all about. Like really good zombie stuff, you know? Just like, yo, roots. Like zombie roots.
Brandon, did you have an answer for character?
Yeah, I remember Cella's really like shaking me up when I was a kid. Like, not only did Final Fantasy VI mess me up in terms of like storytelling in games, like I'd never experienced a story like that, but like it's so interesting how much with Cella's is just kind of like left, not like like it's not dealt with, but like she betrays people. Like you start that game and she's technically like working for the bad guys, and like she doesn't really apologize for that, and like you know, like she is at odds with some of the characters in the game, and even though like there are moments where they communicate that distrust, like there's never a moment where they're just like, oh well, we'll get over it, high five. It's just like, no, I don't like you. You know, like I don't, you know, like you're the army that you worked for like killed everyone I know and like destroyed my castle, and so like, you know, like it's hard for me not to be angry with you. And it was I remember just that blowing my mind at the time, and seeing like, you know, obviously like Terrace, like the main character of that, or Tina or whatever. But I remember Cella's really stuck with me. Like like the moments where she kept coming back into the story were always just really, really interesting, and weren't kind of wrapped up in a bow the way I like at the time was used to video game narratives doing. We're just like, oh, phew, thankfully I don't have to worry about that anymore. And Final Fantasy VI is like, no, you know, you do. Like that's still an issue. Like they saved the world, but it doesn't mean like, you know, they get along, or they like will ignore the past that they have together.
Nice.
What's the Fast and Furious movie coming up, Huber?
Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah.
That makes me think of Hobbs and Shaw, dude.
All right.
Just totally forgot about it. So like it's all good. Yeah.
I love that Brandon gave this emotional Final Fantasy VI anecdote, and Kyle's like, "What's that Fast and Furious movie coming out?"
No, because it's like Jones is right, and like in anime too, it's just like the bad guy's good all of a sudden. Like we're good forever now, Vegeta.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. It's like that happens a lot, and so I think that is kind of interesting that there was a situation where it's like, no, like we hate you still. Thanks for joining us, but like we still hate you.
Kyle, dude, Boruto.
I watched those episodes. I watched 93 and 95.
Nice, dude. We gotta talk.
Okay,
Kyle. This is not related to anything, but like growing up, everybody that I knew personally, not everybody, but like everybody loved Vegeta. It felt like, and like he just wasn't my favorite character. But I feel like over time, he just had to be. Like he was just the best. Vegeta is just the best of that core crew. How could he not be at least one of your favorites based on what happens in that series? Yeah, you're right. Next question comes in from Michael. Hello, Easy Allies. Now that you have the new studio, who is your dream guest for E3? I'd like to see Damiani and Kyle interview Shigeru Miyamoto. Love and respect.
I don't want to see that.
Do you think you could do it, Kyle? Do you think you could like insult Miyamoto to his face?
No, I don't think I could.
Who's like one step below Eves from Ubisoft? Who's that person?
That's you.
Because Eves is intimidating, like some CEO, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I just really love
Ubisoft. I think
over the last couple of years.
About Eve's personality and that like smile that he has. And
yeah.
I'd love to see you interview him.
I would just be so nervous, you know? Like, he's a powerful dude. But yeah, okay, we'll shoot for the stars. I'm going to say Eves.
Yeah, there's a board of governance page. You can look up Huber. It's got a bunch of execs.
Is it the whole family?
It's that, like, yeah, Yves and like his sons and everything are like half, maybe more than half of the executive board or whatever.
It's a family business, Huber. You can get in on the ground floor, dude.
Everyone else is an independent director. They're the only ones who are like, it's Yves, and then like every one of his, I guess his sons and daughters are directors, executive vice presidents.
Nice.
So yeah, it's a family-owned thing.
And like, obviously, I'd want Mikami or Kamiya or Kojima, but like Japanese interviews are hard. You know, it's really, really hard.
But the number one interview that I want is Kamiya.
Yeah.
Like I need it. It's the number one. My number two is probably Sakaguchi. But yeah, I want to keep saying that I want to interview Hideki Kamiya until it happens.
Yes.
Because it's definitely like my gaming hero for sure.
If freaking, what was the game that got canceled? The one
Scalebound.
If Scalebound was freaking at E3, maybe. Gosh.
Well, we got Astral Chain coming up.
Nice.
Maybe some press junkets happening. We'll see.
Perfect.
Hey, Blood, if you could set up a Kamiya interview, I'll never ask for anything again, which isn't true, but
Not true.
You get the idea.
I mean, yeah, that's not that out of the range under. Yeah, just depends on the project, I'm sure.
Cool.
I'm pretty sure I've talked to him before.
Oh, no blood audio today.
Look at this. Look at this. Blood's like, yeah, I've talked to him.
Oh yeah, Blood. Yeah, I think I interviewed Kami at PAX for Wonderful 101.
Right.
Yeah, and that was when they announced Mega Man, or not Mega Man 9, Mighty Number 9.
Yeah, I want to say when I talked to him would have been Gamescom, but I'm trying to think of what game it was.
I got to see Kamiya's reaction to Mighty Number 9's announcement.
My
Were you looking at his
not
face?
impressed. He didn't look like excited or anything. He was like, oh.
It's fun watching him like tweet how well he does in Tetris 99. I've appreciated that.
My first E3, I saw Mikami doing interviews like behind closed doors, and I didn't have an appointment, so I didn't get to talk to him.
Damn. Hubert, I don't know if it was my first E3, but it was definitely an E3 where I just saw like Kojima, and I was just like, I can't do this. Like,
Yeah.
I can't say hey. Nope, too nervous. But yeah. Oh, when I was an intern in 2011, like I went to BlizzCon just to go, and Gabe Newell was just like wandering around by himself. It was really weird because like he didn't have anybody surrounding him. He didn't make a big deal out of it, and there were like people that looked at him and they did a double take, and they're like, "Is that Gabe Newell?" Because he was just like walking around staring at stuff.
Nice.
Interesting. Yeah.
I would want you or Kyle to interview Gabe Newell because you would ask him the tough questions. You wouldn't hold back.
He's
especially
ready
Boston.
for him. He handles the tough questions every day, dude.
Yeah, you're right.
He's up
you're
on
right.
Reddit. He like
You're
answers
right.
his emails. He's ready for us.
True.
He's got his snarky
armor.
responses locked and loaded. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's still the case, but back in the day, he would just let anybody email him, and like imagine the shit that's come to Gabe Newell's inbox, man. Like, dude has been forged by the internet.
Gabe N at valve.com. Go ahead.
Yeah,
There it is.
Okay, cool. Any other answers that before we move on? Don't want to leave.
Shuhei
anybody out?
Yoshida,
Yeah, good answer.
for sure.
Wait, Jones, that's realistic, dude. That's not like pie in the sky. We can make that happen, man. You
I've
want to
never
get
met
into
him.
the studio?
Never met him.
Oh, I think we can make that happen,
I
dude.
know.
With
Okay.
Jones, dude. Yeah, that's
Good next summer.
professional.
Sure. It takes a couple of emails. It's not like a
Right,
DM him and he says yes kind of thing. He's got some
Right.
people, but yeah, we can make it happen, dude.
Open up with some Astrobot talk, and I think you got it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll
How
interject.
excited I am for Days Gone.
I'll interject Brad's answer. Miyazaki.
Yeah.
Brad Miyazaki.
Our question comes. The next question comes in from Christian. He says, "Well, Council, as we all know, the culmination for the epic TV series Game of Thrones is upon us next month, and fans must expect it will be a bitter winter till the end. So straight
Epic
up,
is a whole other network. It's on HBO.
thank you. So straight up, it's prediction time among you all. Who sits upon the throne before the final curtain has dropped? P.S. For those intolerant of quality TV, feel free to substitute which anime character would be worthy to rule Westeros as a discussion point.
Naruto.
Just say, even answering this might spoil it for people who are catching up because
Yeah.
confirm someone's alive. So
I was thinking the
just
same
a heads
thing.
up.
Yeah, I don't want to answer this.
Damiani saying that someone is alive who I thought was dead is already a spoiler.
Oh,
Kyle,
yeah.
no one in this world cares about Game of Thrones less than you do. The audience should know that.
You're right. Sorry, audience. I was being facetious.
Okay, so we're not answering this out of fear of spoilers.
That's
But
a
let's
tough
do
one,
anime
yeah.
characters then.
Yeah, we
Let's
can do
all
it.
some
Yeah, we'll do
characters.
anime.
I want Vegeta to rule Westeros.
Ruthless.
Yeah, he would be very ruthless.
Wait, well, no, he wouldn't. Is this Family Man Vegeta?
This is I think he could do both. I
Yeah.
think he could protect his family at home, and I don't know. I could see it going either way, I guess. Like even now with contemporary Vegeta. Because like Vegeta, if Vegeta's gonna go all Majin, like he definitely use that shadow magic, you know?
And if Goku's not there to hold him back, I don't know what he's
Right.
gonna. Yeah,
Right. Because he'd be so much stronger than everybody.
yeah.
And he would view them as lesser. I don't know.
It's why it's hard for me to get into Game of Thrones. Is like I know that a Saiyan could beat everybody.
That's what holds you back.
Saiyan can beat
How do you watch anything,
everyone.
man?
What the hell?
Saiyan can beat Superman.
Oh my god. That's one of the strangest things I've ever heard.
Like
in
a
my life.
Saiyan could beat Thanos when he
Yeah,
has the
what are you talking
Infinity
about?
Gauntlet.
Like come on. How do you
Like
how do you do
Goku
anything
versus
with-
Thanos with the
How do you do
gauntlet,
how do you
Goku
like
would.
any Spider-Man stuff?
Spidey
Spidey
could
would
beat
get-
Nappa. Spidey could beat Nappa.
Probably not. Oh.
Dude, Nappa's got some like Thanos vibes.
But fucking Kyle should run Death Battle, and the first episode of the Kyle produced series would be Spider-Man beating Nappa.
Dude, give me all my money. Yes.
Yeah, I think we're done. Our next question comes in from Tim Mann. He says, "Hey allies, if you could choose one canceled, delayed, or unfinished, or other way unrealized game to become fully realized, which game would you choose?" The comment below this says it has to be Silent Hills for me, which is, of course, a great answer.
Star
Yeah.
Wars. The Henny game. Sure.
Oh, good pick.
No question.
Can we just say all of them? Can we say like 10? Can
I
we
think the
say-
point of it
I
is
want
to
to hear
say
you
one.
say 10.
Come on, Silent Hills, we all want it.
Yeah.
The Amy Hennig Star Wars game, we want. Star Wars 1313, we want.
Scalebound.
Scalebound, we want. The Pirates of the Caribbean Armada of the Damned, we want.
Good, dude. Good.
I like
Disney
Yeah.
Infinity, we want.
Wait, what?
Bring it back.
Oh, okay. Was there a
It's
game
still
that was
going.
canceled?
Wasn't it like still? Weren't they making more stuff?
Yeah,
Or they were
Disney
supposed to-
Infinity.
Yeah,
Get that mic back on, Jones. I want to know what you know, dude.
yeah, Disney
Oh, yeah.
Infinity.
There was a
Uh,
level. There was like a level that was canceled.
I mean, they were making a Moana playset. They were making a Doctor Strange figure that we've seen. They were going to make like 12-inch big figures of like Vader and like the more popular characters. And the 4.0 was like in production.
Okay, fair
Yeah.
enough.
There it is.
I had a weird revelation during a stream the other day where I had to accept that Mega Man Legends 3, the 3DS game, was probably going to be bad.
What makes you feel that way?
Like if you just look at it, there's a lot of excuse me, there's a lot of footage. The character you had to play as, man, it's just like I think it would have been like actually like disappointing, and it would have killed that franchise. And so like I want Mega Man Legends to exist still, but maybe not that game to be revived.
Okay.
What about a remaster?
Remaster's okay. But Huber, what about Mega Man X Legends?
Yes.
This
How
is what
about-
I want.
Let's
How about
wish for
Mega
it,
Man
dude.
X9?
Yeah, I mean that's happening. We don't have to worry about that one. That was just happening.
Kyle, I'm gonna worry about it until it's in my hands.
Okay, it's happening in the Capcom E3 press conference.
Oh my god, man! Think of if that happens, Capcom in any format, whether they have a press conference, they show it off somewhere else. Mega Man X9. Like think about that versus where we were with Mega Man 3 years ago. That's pretty cool. I think.
You know what would be super sick to play today is that like StarCraft Ghost.
Yeah.
Dude,
StarCraft
like,
Ghost.
I
Even
thought
if
about
it's
that,
horrible
Boston. That was the
today,
first thing that
it'd be
came to my
really
head. Yeah, that game looks sick.
Yeah. Like I think it could be bad, but like today it'd be like, man, this is cool.
Because like you don't want it anymore, you're just happy to play it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, I get to check it out. Yeah.
Well, like sci-fi stealth is like not a thing, really. There's like not a lot of sci-fi stealth games. Like Sam Fisher uses really cool tech, but like stealth in space, like a rogue agent in space, like not really done, so that's a bummer.
Excellent. Excellent call, Jones.
The Warcraft Adventures game as well. I always thought it looked so charming. And I like Thrall a lot. So
Has anybody said or will anyone say Half-Life 3?
Oh, yep. There you go.
Do we care anymore?
Yeah, to say
Man.
Half-Life 2 Episode 3 though.
Right.
Well,
Huber, it's weird
true,
because
those things.
there
never
was
announced.
there's definitely a point in my life where I considered Half-Life 2 one of the greatest gaming experiences ever
No
that
doubt.
I had personally.
Me too, man.
But it's been just such a long timeline since I was there that like I've kind of made peace with it.
Mhm.
Like I've moved on to other things, other loves, and not that like I wouldn't be curious or I wouldn't play it or I wouldn't love it, but I don't know. I just Valve. I feel like I've moved on from Valve in a weird way.
I'm right there with you, Ben.
Yeah. And like we're getting enough stuff, like in place of Half-Life 3, you're getting like a Shenmue 3.
Yeah.
And, and we're getting fun of it. So I feel like crazy things that are happening
Yeah.
that it's kind of taken the focus off of Half-Life 3 for me, if that
Totally.
makes any sense at all.
Yeah, games just felt like there were just less of them back then. I don't know if that's because we were younger or if that's, like factually truthful.
I think that's what I'm trying to say is there are enough things kind of plugging that spot.
Yeah.
Professor Metal Gear asks, what does each ally consider as their biggest accomplishment since the creation of Easy Allies?
Whoa.
I can lead us off with this. I think I've gotten a lot better at being a host. Like I'm still not where I want to be at, but I feel more comfortable and confident just sitting down and talking to people. And I feel like I can make it more natural than I used to be able to at the start of Easy Allies. And like Frame Trap and all that stuff has helped a lot. So I'm very grateful for that. It was never something that like I intended to do, but I'm happy that I did it. So
Ben, you're a pro.
Kicking
Thanks,
all your
sir.
asses out of my garage.
That's a good one. Our E3 coverage, especially like the last 2 years.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like that's a team effort, but like it's probably the thing I'm like most proud of that we do as a team. But also like on a personal level, it's like the most satisfying to see how it turns out each year.
Mhm. Yeah.
Great answer.
I'd say reviews.
For sure.
Yep.
Which one, dude?
I mean, the high stakes ones for sure. Uncharted 4, God of War. Like anytime you give a perfect score, it's just very intense. It's like the crushing weight of people's opinions and like the anxiety behind it it's overwhelming. But I think just being able to talk to you guys and having like the support of the community, Easy Allies, like, just the good jobs do really go a long way, have made it easier. Just people know that we're doing our best and we all go through it. Like, just talking to Ben and Brad and everyone, just dealing with like stressful reviews, you know, just makes it easier.
Another thing that like fills me with joy, even to this day, like it was something that happened, I think, near the end of game trailers and at the beginning of Easy Allies, but I still love that it happens where like people find a group of friends within this community. And it's still happening for new people where they'll kind of get introduced to Easy Allies and they'll start talking to people and suddenly they're talking to them all the time or going out and doing things with them. And I love that. And I love that so many people welcome whoever, you know, that people make it easy, I think, in general to get into the fold. And of course it's not perfect. No social situation ever is, but I like that. I like that people feel welcome here.
Sick.
Damiani said E3 Blood. What's your biggest accomplishment? Getting a job at Nintendo? I'm just kidding.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know if there's a one thing.
Can you all hear Blood and I'm crazy?
I can hear Blood.
Yeah, I can hear Blood.
For some reason, he's like muted on my computer.
What? Oh goodness, Kyle, why? Why does Kyle hate you?
Is your headphone, however it's connected? Because this happens in my headset, Kyle. Sometimes, like I don't know, like the connector part. If you like
Half
push it or something, it might. I don't know. Like there's something weird between my speaker and my like headphone jack that like sometimes
to get to the Bloodworth wavelength, man.
Well, so some things go like quiet. Like I don't hear anyone talking on voice, but I'll still hear like YouTube stuff or like it's weird.
I think I'm simply having Hangouts issues. I'm sorry, Blood.
Yeah.
I can't hear anything you say. I just never interrupt while your lips are moving.
My greatest accomplishment is somehow keeping Kyle from hearing what I have to say about him.
That I wonder what it must feel like for Kyle to have Blood say something. We all laugh and Kyle
cackle.
just has no idea.
You can see Blood. I was just in the dark. So good. So good.
Yeah, I don't know. There's for me, just so much of what I do is small things to keep things running, and I don't know. Maybe that's it. Maybe just being there when people need me.
Dude, the blood signal.
I'm also really proud of this cold. I've had colds before, but I'm really taking it up a notch with this one, and I'm impressed with the results.
Yo, Brandon, I have to say, shout outs to Brandon because like dude is legit sick. Still showed up for Frame Trap, knocked that 3-hour session out. Still showed up for Q&A, knocking out this 2-hour session. So I appreciate you toughing it out, Brandon.
It's like, thank you, I appreciate that, but at the same time, it's like maybe I shouldn't. You know, it's like not
Right.
great. It's like, do people really want to tune in? Is that like adding value to our patrons and viewers? You know, for me to, like.
Well, for what it's worth, you did great on Frame Trap.
Thank you, man.
I mean that. Next question comes in from Mike Hook. We are answering questions slowly today, but it's okay. I think we're all feeling it a little bit. Hey, allies. So the sad day has come. The day where a big part of myself disappeared. I invited my friends over. I took my copy of Power Stone 2, snapped it into my Dreamcast, put my VMU into my controller, turned the game on, and got the dreaded message, no save file found. Would you like to create a new file? My heart sank. I went to the dashboard, opened up my VMU, and found that all my old saves have been wiped. My Crazy Taxi High scores, gone. My thousands of hours of Phantasy Star Online, gone. My Shamu Gacha toy collection, stolen. My little baby Chow from Sonic Adventure, dead. I went numb and my soul faded away. I am now nothing more than slowly rotting meat. Question for you. How do you feel about preserving your save files? Do you like the idea, even though you will most likely never use them again, that there is a memory card or space where your gaming history lies?
I'm weird. I like to go back and start fresh because the saves I care about are the games I care about the most, the Metal Gears, the Shenmues, the Resident Evils.
Right.
But I cherish those games, so when years go by and I go back to them to play them, I just like starting fresh anyway. So,
Yeah, I get the idea of having your saves be super precious, and I can totally see instances where that would be valuable. But for me, if it's like a game that I love that I've already finished, I don't want to like load up that save file at the end necessarily, or somewhere through the middle. Like I would want to start over from the beginning to replay it. But I get it. I think like Phantasy Star is an interesting example.
Yeah. Like MMOs, dude, if like my World of Warcraft character got deleted, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fresh.
I mean, for me, it's less about those story-based games than it is, stuff where you put a lot of time in unlocking
once
things.
when my 3DS was stolen and I lost like 10 years worth of Pokemon.
Hey Kyle, I know this wasn't your fault and it's a weird situation, but you did cut off Bloodworth there.
Oh, gotcha. I should be looking at blood.
It's all right. It's all right. I can help intervene here. So we're gonna let Blood finish, then we'll go back to Kyle. What were you saying, Blood?
Yeah, so just stuff, like Smash Brothers, where like you're unlocking like little bitty like rare trophies, or like a super long game. Like I've kept a lot of save files just for production's sake, so it's like really easy to go back into some like random point in like The Witcher 3 or Eternal Darkness and just like get that shot. So there's that side of things. But then, again, just like I think multiplayer games in a way, like local multiplayer, is probably the most valuable because it's like I just want to hop in and play Smash Brothers with my friends or play Mario Kart with my friends.
Right. Oh, wait, Blood, now you're muted. It said
Kyle, I think Kyle is experimenting, maybe?
I'm so sorry.
Kyle, what are you
Now he's
doing?
muted again.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know it mute him for everybody.
Why is he still muted though?
God damn it, Kyle.
I'm trying to unmute him and I can't.
Don't mute other people, Kyle.
I didn't know it's a universal mute.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Blood is unmuted.
Okay.
But I think he's finished. Blood, did you finish?
I think so. I don't remember last time I said.
All right. Kyle, you got your 3DS stolen. What were you talking about?
You know what? Skip me.
Okay. All right. We're going to skip Kyle, I guess. Brandon, please answer this question.
Well, it's funny because that used to be like a big deal. I remember a friend of mine like shipped his car from like the East Coast to the West Coast, and somebody went through his stuff and stole his PS1 memory cards. Not the consoles, not the games, the memory cards. And that was like Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy Tactics, Final Fantasy VIII, Final Fantasy IX, just gone. But like now, it's like online services. I think of my Grand Theft Auto Online character that vanished. I was like terrified the first time I rebooted Sekiro, and they were like, "Whoa, you didn't quit out." And I was like, "What? I didn't know I had to do that. Like you have to like manually quit Sekiro before you stop playing."
Oh.
Like,
I knew that from Bloodborne, dude. That freaked me out too.
And so like every time I stop playing the Division, I like manually like go back to the menu and then like shut everything off. Like, okay. It's like the new memory card fear.
What level are you, Jones?
22.
Nice.
Damiani, I know you were big about saving some old stuff. I don't remember what specifically, but I feel like you've talked about this before.
Yeah, I actually did lose one, not because the memory card died, but my original save file for Final Fantasy X on PlayStation 2 from back in the day. I put like hundreds of hours into that to grind for to make the best weapons, because you could get like the Ultima, I forget they're called, the Ultima or Ragnarok weapons in 10. I'm sorry, I forget, but you could technically buy ones with four blank slots, and then you could place traits into them. And like the best ones, like the damage break one that broke like the 9,999 limit, which would let you do up to like 99,999, like the 1 MP cost, like auto haste, like stuff like that. I basically like crafted like custom ultimate weapons for each of the characters for how I was playing them. And that took like tons of grinding, like lots of gil tossing from Riku to get what are those wings from the Marlboros or whatever, and then redoing the sphere grid a whole second time using clear spheres and farming for those. And when I realized I saved over the file while trying to start a new playthrough for someone to show them the game. Yeah, it really sucked. I was like, oh, I spent so much time on that. And I'm still kind of bitter about that. But at the same time, I was also showing someone, a new person, introducing him to the game, and they really liked it. So it kind of made it bittersweet in the end. So, yeah.
Nice. Oh, were you going to say something, Damiani?
No, that was it.
Next question comes in from Brandon. He says, hello, allies. So with Sony skipping out on E3 this year, who do you think will fill their space at the event? Do you think it will be filled by one big company like Microsoft, Activision, Bethesda, or filled with multiple companies that usually have smaller booths? As always, you guys are just the best to watch, and keep up the great work. Thank you, Brandon.
Google.
Google?
On the show floor? No way.
No way.
Google.
I was talking to some allies at the meetup, and they were saying, like, yo, Microsoft, they're going to do 2 press conferences because they're going to have so much. They're going to take...
Humor, that was me.
That was you?
Yes.
There you go. We were all having a discussion. It wasn't just...
Because I said they're going to do like a hardware press conference.
Yeah.
But then they had so many games, they're going to do like a second press conference at night.
Dude.
Just on game. Huber.
I'm sorry. Hey, it was a group setting. There were multiple people. We were all in agreement.
Show floor is a real question, though. Like, I think that honestly, it's going to be more like retail stuff. You know, more stupid boxes to buy, more stupid shirts to buy.
Yeah, I'm curious what the floor plan looks like. If anyone will move from South Hall to West Hall to fill that Sony gap. It does sound like CD Projekt Red is looking to have a big presence at E3 this year. So I don't know if that's all Cyberpunk or if they're going to have Cyberpunk and other games in there, whether they're going to be in the Warner Brothers booth or have their own space. So yeah, I'm curious to see how big of that space ends up being.
They'll announce the Witcher trilogy on Switch.
Sure.
Huber, just because you put the idea out there, I'm going to continue. I'm just going to keep pushing it. Capcom is just going to fill it up, and they're going to give us everything we want.
Yes.
Dragon's Dogma 2. Every Mega Man spinoff.
Yeah. Like, my question is, like, where do they go? You know, it's Sony is gone, so it's like you immediately think of Sony's first party, but like, where do all of the games that would have been in the Sony conference go to? Do they just kind of evenly spread out? Do a little go to Microsoft? Do some find their way into the Nintendo Direct? Do they show up at the PC gaming show of all places? Like, where do all the games left out in the dust because Sony's not doing this go? Do they just not show? Is there a press conference for like everybody else?
So like the big one's Call of Duty, dude, because like, you know, Sony pays for it. They pay to have like marketing rights locked down for that. And Activision assumes that, hey, you have a big audience during E3, and that's part of what we're getting out of this deal. And so really, 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 I think Sony will have an event where they feature a Call of Duty game this year where they have 100,000 eyes on it. I can't see them not making good on that almost.
Yeah,
that makes sense to me, Kyle, but don't you think they could, like, Call of Duty is big enough and Activision already has enough of a presence at E3 that they could just do it on their own and feature Sony branding, and you get a similar effect without Sony needing to do something specifically? Like, kind of have it be the other way around?
I think last year they just had a little trailer during E3 and they had their own event a couple of weeks prior. I can't remember what they did last year, but normally Activision has their own big dumb thing, but then they still want Sony to promote it during their press conference.
Sure.
Call of Duty was definitely there because Ben, you were.
I'm looking at it.
Right?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It was like a pre-order thing. If you pre-ordered Black Ops 4, you got some free maps, and if you had a PlayStation Plus, you got Black Ops 3. So I think it was like a little trailer with that and Destiny 2 Forsaken.
Yep.
Well,
Destiny was
year, Sony talked about Black Ops like really awkwardly. Remember, it had, like, the in between the stage shifting they brought up.
It was the Sid Schumann portion. Yeah.
Yeah,
and like Resident Evil 2 showed up. So like, again, Capcom, where do they go? Their own press conference, Ben. Let's do it.
They ascend. Next question comes in from Supernova Smith. Which film are you most anticipating for this July? Option 1, Spider-Man Far From Home. Option 2, The Lion King live-action remake. And 3, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the new Tarantino film.
Oh,
Tarantino every time.
Spider-Man.
I would say Spider-Man, but Avengers, I can't even think about Spider-Man.
Doesn't exist.
You not looking forward to the new Tarantino movie? Like, you're just feeling bad about that, Kyle?
like I'm way excited for a new Quentin Tarantino movie, but like I don't know. It's a bummer when he says, "Hey, I'm making 2 more movies, and this next one's like a real life story about a real life murderer." I'm like, all right, man. Okay.
I think it's mostly about just the time period, though. I think that murder will be in it, but it's not like the primary focus.
All right. Okay.
Are you saying you want him to go bigger? Is that what you're trying to imply?
No, he can go small too. I guess like that's not what we look for in any of his stuff, you know. But yeah, maybe Huber's right. Maybe it's like I'm making a poor assumption about what the movie is going to be like.
And I like it that he's like clearly trying to go Kubrick style and just hit all the genres. So like this is just a genre he hasn't done, like real life more like based on true events. Whereas now I could see his 10th movie being like straight up science fiction. Like he was rumored to be part of Star Trek. Like he was going to do a Star Trek movie. Like I'd love to see his final movie be sci-fi, just like out of nowhere.
Me too, for sure, dude.
Inglourious Basterds was based on true events.
Oh yeah.
Or based on the war, obviously.
Yeah.
You mean that time they shut up Hitler in a theater, Jones?
Historical fiction.
Jeez.
Okay.
Man.
All right.
No, I don't like Inglourious Basterds. I was.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I didn't like that movie.
Oh.
I like that movie a lot.
That movie annoys me. But that's a topic for another day.
I gotta hear Jones' take on Inglourious. I gotta hear it, dude. I gotta hear it. What annoys you, dude?
One of the things that bugs me about Tarantino is in his movies, and like Reservoir Dogs is still actually my favorite, and I loved Hateful Eight actually because I get like strong theater vibes from Hateful Eight. Hateful Eight seems like a play almost, and like I would love to see Hateful Eight on stage. But like when Tarantino will irk me is when he like goes in a direction and then you're like, oh, this is neat, and then he's like, all right, done, and you're like, well, you were setting something up, and what's going to happen with that? And in Inglourious Basterds, like the font changes every 5 seconds. And like one character on the crew gets like a whole intro, like the Bear Jew comes up and they're like, here's the story of the Bear Jew. And I'm like, cool. And it's like, what about those other guys? And it's like, screw those other guys. You don't need their backstory. And it's like, I kind of would. And it's like, so Brad Pitt's like an idiot. Like he's a really weird character. He's like very dumb. Like he's just constantly making bad decisions and is like, it was just very strange. And like, it's tough for me to get into something where it's like, this could have happened, but didn't, and so it's like, I'm excited by it, but like, obviously everybody would want to take a shot at Hitler and that would be really great if it happened. But if it's one thing, if you do like a Wolfenstein, just over the top thing, but Inglourious Basterds seems kind of caught in this, it's grounded in reality, but very much not so. And it's just kind of like, make up your mind. Is this happening or is it not happening? Because there's some moments like Christoph Waltz is incredible in that movie. And like the gal who works at the theater is like amazing, just incredible performance. It's just so my least favorite Tarantino movies just never land anywhere. They're just always kind of going somewhere else. And I'm like, it's tough for me to get attached to this movie because
Hitler getting shot in the face is the greatest landing in cinema history, Jones.
It's pretty good. It's a pretty cool moment, but like the film is a package, it kind of goes all over the place.
So the answer is Spider-Man.
Right. The answer is Spider-Man. Sorry, Lion King. Arrivederci.
Ulf asks, what will be the most disappointing things about the confirmed press events at this year's E3?
Sorry, repeat it?
What will be the most disappointing things about the confirmed press conferences for this year?
Just no next gen at all. Nobody even talks about it or anything. Just gone.
That would be.
I felt that sting, Jones.
Silence. We'll see. No Animal Crossing announced, or no Animal Crossing like subtitle or whatever. We don't even know. They're just like, I don't know, it's fall maybe, summer.
I'd be disappointed if there's no retro project until Metroid Prime 4.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My number one, by a considerable margin, is no Rocksteady games.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Sure.
please be there. Please.
I think no mention of Bayonetta 3 at all would be disappointing
Ugh.
and slightly worrying.
I don't like this. I don't like these vibes.
Dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of something because we keep talking about things
Capcom
that
press
wouldn't,
conferences. Sorry,
we keep talking
Blake,
about things that wouldn't be there. I'm trying to think of something that would be there that would be disappointing.
like
Connect 2.
I think Bethesda, just any way that they choose to talk about Fallout 76 at all is going to feel awkward. Maybe not necessarily disappointing, but it felt awkward to me when that guy got up there and talked about Battlefront 2. Like, I don't know. It's hard to watch, I guess, when somebody has to be like, this is where this thing is going. Not that they shouldn't necessarily do it. It's just awkward.
The Halo Infinite trailer ends with Cortana going, "Chief, it's been a long time," and he goes, "Cortana." Cut to black. Cut to black, and the audience erupts. Oh! Shut up, John! I missed you. Oh! Shut up! This stuff sucks. Shut up.
Gears
that
Pop
would be most disappointing.
Gears Pop has not yet been canceled.
Gears Pop has not been canceled.
Yeah.
Be ready. That's happening. I worry that Battletoads will be super disappointing. That we'll just look at that trailer and be bummed out. I hope that's not the case.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be ugly for sure.
I hope you're wrong, like super wrong. I guess we'll see. Liz asks, "Hello, allies. Do you have any favorite tunes, podcasts, films, or shows that you fall asleep to? Is this a habit you have? Personally, Herzog docs and anything narrated by Sir Attenborough are surefire ways to a night's sleep. Congrats on 3 years and cheers to many more."
Anime, baby. Just put on Crunchyroll, find an anime I don't care about, which sometimes it leads to me caring about an anime. But most of the time, yeah, I just find an anime I don't care about and just let them babble me to sleep.
Anime streams or YouTube videos. I fall asleep to those all the time.
Dodger baseball.
That's right.
Yep. That's Huber. Yeah, I used to need to have something on. Now I actually turn stuff off now and go to sleep. So I don't fall asleep to stuff on anymore. It actually keeps me up.
With Damiani.
Yes.
No bedroom in the no TV in the bedroom.
Cowards.
Yeah, since I moved, I don't have anything in the bedroom that other than the alarm clock, really, and the phone.
Huber, how do you fall asleep?
Dodger baseball. Actually, a lot of shows. Beth really likes to have just some TV on, so we kind of bounce around. But like, it's either Dodger baseball, Great British Bake Show, Buffy, Friends, Gilmore Girls. Like those 5 are like
your fall asleep shows.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Next question comes in from Trung. He says, "Hi, allies. From the choices that I give you, what kind of game would you want these studios to make?" All right. So Naughty Dog is our first option, and these are the choices that we're given. Would you want Naughty Dog to make a team sports game, a detective game, a first-person shooter, or a card game?
Detective game.
Detective game for me, 100%.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Any dissenting opinions on that?
Team sports game.
All right.
The detective game, does it have a lot of action?
L.A. Noire 2, Bossman.
Yeah, L.A. Noire's like boring.
Being
Being a detective is boring, right?
A detective game is not boring.
Being a detective could be awesome. I think L.A. Noire is a little too long. You just trim it up, and you got something there.
Okay. All right. I'll play it.
It could be awesome.
I'll play it.
Monolith Soft, would you want them to make a puzzle game, a racing game, a beat 'em up, or a horror game?
Beat 'em up.
Beat 'em up.
I'm gonna say horror game.
I would always say beat 'em up because there's not enough.
Open world beat 'em up game.
Like,
Yes.
they are a descendant from the team that made Xenogears, and they had a pretty good battle system that was like a fighting game-esque, so maybe a beat 'em up.
What was that? That game that came out in Europe, but it never came out over here. That they made. It was like a disaster game.
Disaster Day of Crisis.
Yeah, I really want to play that game. It looks
It's
like
fun.
cheesy fun. Yeah, it looks like it doesn't take itself too seriously. All right, next we've got the last one: 343 Industries, a rhythm game, a role-playing game, a fighting game, or a visual novel.
Yes, visual novel.
Visual novel, man. Just the response to 343 making a visual novel. Like the next big Halo game was a visual novel.
Like, but Kyle
It'd be
was
so
like,
good on multiple levels.
it's after Kyle's bit when he goes Cortana, but then like it cuts to gameplay and it's just like them talking for the rest of the game. They're stuck in a shuttle for like 10 hours or 20 hours, and it's just them talking, and it's like and people still go, yeah.
Oh, and what about what are the little guys called again? The little grunt guys?
Flood.
No. The ones that run away. But they're specific type, whatever. The little guys.
Yeah, I don't know.
One of those is a main character, and you just have to listen to that voice the whole game. And he's extremely like, verbose. He's like has a lot of like, intense vocabulary.
I'm glad we're all in agreement on this.
Now I'm just looking at how long it's been since Rocksteady released a game.
Just torturing yourself.
June 2015 Arkham Knight. We're going on 4 years.
Nobody.
There's a VR game too.
Yeah.
Counts, dude.
Yeah, that was it, man. That was so
probably
cool.
like a side team, though, right?
It was not a side team.
No, that was them.
Full effort, full studio effort for that?
Full studio effort.
It shows.
They talked about it a lot. Yeah.
It shows. Okay. All right. Okay.
Talk about being a detective, man. Doing those like rewind the scenario, see it like replay in VR. That was so cool.
Yeah.
Seeing Nightwing like fighting and being able to like rewind like everything he was doing and getting like right next to him. Very cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave the call and come back and see if I can hear blood.
Okay. Sucker Punch, it's been a long time for their last thing too, before Ghost of Tsushima, which we don't even know when that's coming out.
2019.
Next question comes in from. What is Kyle doing? I don't know. Guys, I'm just trying to read questions.
So it looks like I'm the bot. I tried to leave the call, but it said I will end the broadcast if I leave.
Kyle, just stay put, man.
I want to hear blood. I want to hear what Blood's saying.
Yeah, Kyle, you're logged in as Easy Allies.
Okay.
Michelle asks, "Hey Allies, this is probably late, but I'm glad y'all like the cookbook." Yeah, so a little context for this.
Yeah.
Michelle made a cookbook based off. They made Easy Allies specific recipes for a whole bunch of different stuff, and it was really cool and impressive. There are a few recipes that didn't make the final cut, and I'd like to try to perfect for a potential volume 2 of the cookbook. Friend a la friend code would be the name of one of the recipes. Fiasco knots with a K, and the busted try fudge da are the first on the list. Any dish requests or dishes to avoid?
Some kind of horror blood drink. Like some drink, like some dry ice. Like, the drinks that are just like, what's the word I'm looking for? The smoke's coming out, Like a blood something. Bloody mimosa or something. I don't know.
Blood orange mimosa.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Peanut butter cup of Jones.
Oh,
That's good.
yeah, that's
more stuff that involves fish would be awesome. Think of a clever way to incorporate
Something that will make Kyle eat his vegetables. Vegetables don't taste bad. We can call it.
There you go. That's pretty clever, Blood.
One thing I've always wanted is, there's like a really good Dorito in the bag where it's like this thing is like really dark orange. Just like some way to make a whole bag of those.
Right? No, dude. You there's like deluxe, like expensive Doritos where you get the bag and there's no sprinkles on them at all, but you can get the size of the salt.
the seasoning,
like on its own, so you could dump like 4 bags worth of
Doritos powder
into one bag, and the chips are like they got the buttery glue, whatever sticks the seasoning to it, they're ready to go. They're thirsty for that seasoning, and you just dump way too much in it.
Doritos dip,
or just go straight in. Bossman, just tear the top off, and just lick your finger and put it right in there.
I have a request that if you do anything with this Doritos idea, that you just name it Kyle. It has no clever name.
Just Kyle.
I'm just asking for the recipe. Yeah.
Man, I'm not good at thinking of like cool, clever recipe names. I'd need like time and a pen and paper, I think. I also don't know all the ones that you've made, so I'd be worried about repeating one. But vegetables don't taste bad as a winner. Another food-related question, MGS Junkie. Hello, allies. If all 9 of you turned into chocolate, what flavor would you all be?
Oh,
white chocolate.
Definitely white chocolate. White chocolate rules.
Yo,
milk,
dark chocolate with like hazelnut.
Chocolate.
I feel like the hazelnut is cheating a little bit, but I like it.
Dark chocolate.
Kyle, what flavor of chocolate would you be?
Do you know how like Easter bunnies aren't like too good, but like there's just a lot of it? I think I'm like that Easter bunny type chocolate. you just eat a bunch of that thing. Yeah.
And then somebody asks you, "Did you like that?" And you're like, but I ate it all. That was very good. Would anybody be like a Cadbury egg? It's not really the type of chocolate, I guess.
Don's kind of a Cadbury egg.
Yeah, that's the answer. All right. Bino asks, what's the last song you love so much you found yourself listening to it on repeat?
Vacationer, Magnetism.
What is that, dude?
Vacationer is this band from the lead singer of The Starting Line. It's my favorite band growing up. And now Vacationer is like his newer band, and it's just mellow.
I gotta hear this song.
I like it. I love Vacationer.
I really like Don McLean's American Pie, and I think that's like a song that like everyone's supposed to hate because it's just been overplayed and it's really, really long. But I will sing that in the car when I'm driving around. I love that tune.
Wait,
Rolly.
you mean like bye bye
Miss American Pie? Yeah.
You sing that in the car, dude?
Yeah, bro.
That's such a jolly image, Jones.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. That's going right here.
Yeah,
That is pretty cool.
It's like sweet Jones voice too. Oh.
Dude, you should sing that at the next anniversary. I've been really big into Billie Eilish lately. And so I've been listening to a lot of her songs on repeat, but like Ocean Eyes comes to mind. I like it. It's just nice. It's nice and pretty. There's another one that I can't remember the name of, but yeah. Billie Eilish in general. Kyle, what have you been listening to, man?
There was one song I heard on a stream, and then I was like, I had to get it, and then I was like, it's not a good song, but it's like, I played it in front of one of my streams. It's like, I'm a trendsetter too. Like that kind of song, but I like that song.
Dude, I need to hear this song now.
Trendsetter.
Trendsetter? Okay.
I can't remember more of it. I'm really sorry. I left my phone aside somewhere.
The name of the song that I was forgetting, it's called Lovely.
Ooh.
Remembering.
Nice.
Yeah. Blood, what have you been listening to?
I haven't. I don't know. I don't have anything right now.
Okay. Blood, I'm a little disappointed, if I'm being honest.
Sure.
Me too.
Yeah.
Next comes from Isaiah. He wants to do Kill Your Babies mini edition. Each ally has to pick one of the games. If they don't pick any, refuse to answer, or log out, both titles will die. All right, so every ally has to pick between two of them. For Jones, pick either Super Castlevania 4 or Red Dead Redemption 2.
Sorry, Castlevania. Bye. Bye.
Jones, that really bums me out.
Yeah.
No hesitation.
No hesitation whatsoever.
All right, Kyle, Pokemon Red and Blue or Tetris?
Wow. Tetris, you had your time. You're dead.
Got it. All right, Huber, Last of Us or Resident Evil 2?
Which Resident Evil 2? Original or
Original, dude. Because this erases all of history when you do Kill Your Baby.
I will keep the original Resident Evil 2 above all games.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was easier for you than I thought it would be.
But the remake, I think I'd take Last of Us. I need a little more time to make that decision. Need some time to pass.
Well, if you don't choose, they both die.
Yeah. So I'm going Resident Evil 2, the original.
So Brad is not here, but we're gonna answer for Brad. We're gonna say what Brad would pick. Would he pick Chrono Trigger or Final Fantasy Tactics? I think he would pick Chrono Trigger 100%.
To get rid of?
To keep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think he would keep Chrono.
Yeah, I think so.
But
it's one of the greats.
He recently finished Chrono Trigger, whereas like Tactics he played a lot growing up.
Sure.
So I don't know if the nostalgia factor would be there, but probably Chrono.
Yeah, just a guess.
Yeah.
Would Ian pick Bloodborne or Symphony of the Night?
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I think Ian would keep Bloodborne.
Yeah, I do too.
I think you're right.
Eileen the Crow is like the tipping of the scale for him, I think.
You just say Blades of Mercy and he got it.
Yeah.
Damiani, would you pick Super Mario 64 or Zelda: A Link to the Past?
I would keep A Link to the Past.
Whoa.
Really? Would you really?
Really?
Oh, that was the best.
All right. No, Kyle.
Bloodworth, would you keep F-Zero or Earthbound? It just says F-Zero.
I would keep Earthbound.
Good call. For me, Final Fantasy 9 or Devil May Cry 3.
F-Zero's already been erased. Pretty much.
This question sucks. The nostalgia factor for Final Fantasy 9, I don't think I could get rid of Final Fantasy 9. I don't want to live in a world where Final Fantasy 9 doesn't exist. I don't want to live in a world where Devil May Cry 3 doesn't exist, but those are my options. Good question. Good choices there, Isaiah. You know us pretty well. Master Pants asks, hypothetically, let's say PlayStation 5 and Xbox 2 will have backwards compatibility and allow enhanced patches for games similar to the Pro and the Xbox One X. With that in mind, is there any currently released PlayStation 4 or Xbox One games that you would want to rebuy anyway in the form of a new remastered PlayStation 5 or Xbox 2 version?
Full price we rebuying these for?
It does not say.
Maybe Spider-Man.
Spidey. I'm hyped for that Red Dead Redemption 2 remaster.
If I could get like an even better looking version of Breath of the Wild, I would take it. I guess that's not PS4, 5, or Xbox 2 or whatever.
I mean, yeah, Huber, we got that for GTA. So I think for online, that would be most interesting to whatever, the future of Red Dead Online is going to be. It'd be nice to play that on a new console.
Yeah. Just how much better GTA 5 ran on PS4 versus PS3 is crazy.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Looks and feels so good. Like a new game.
Bloodborne would be a game that I think I would like to see just like even more smoothed out and enhanced. That'd be a game.
Yeah.
Any other games?
Witcher 3, I think, totally. Because even though I've got it on PC, it would be nice to, see it on console, like really running it more optimally.
Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah, good pick. Good pick.
With mission.
Yes.
Mission
51?
51. Yes.
There's no way, dude. There's no way I'd ever give that game my time again.
Ouch.
Imagine playing through the opening sequence again. Imagine playing through that 2 more times.
Yeah. Dude, Ground Zero is sick.
Yes, Ground Zero's I'll play again, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would play Phantom Pain again. All right, next comes in from Simon. He says, "Hey, allies, my question relates to imagining a high-budget remake of the Lord of the Rings trilogy featuring the 9 easy allies as the 9 members of the Fellowship of the Ring. It is now down to yourselves to decide who gets to be who. You must reach consensus. Personally, I believe that Bloodworth would be Gandalf, but feel free to cast as you see fit."
I'll take it.
Love Bloodworth as Gandalf.
I don't know how you disagree with that.
Just gotta fix my hair a little bit.
Can Brad and I be Merry and Pippin?
Yeah. Ben, if I cast you as Frodo, will that make you upset? I don't mean that.
No. Brad or Brandon, I was going to cast myself as Samwise, but I think
okay. Who's Frodo?
I think Frodo is a step up in my mind. So
because I would think, you're Frodo, Hubert Samwise, and Brad and Bossman are Merry and Pippin. Bossman's got to be a Hobbit.
Yeah, I'm definitely a fucking Hobbit for sure, 100%.
Damiani's Gimli. I mean, I don't know who
I wanted to kind of be that cool, jealous human with long hair who dies.
Boromir.
Yeah, kind of wanted to be Boromir.
The betrayer.
Yeah. He doesn't betray, right? He turns out to be a cool guy in the end.
He did eventually,
I'm not against it. I just don't. Boromir such a name doesn't line up in my mind.
Okay, sure. I'll be Pippin. I'll have my second breakfast.
I feel like
lives.
Yeah, can I be an ant?
I feel like either
you cannot be an ant.
Okay.
Why can't it be an ant?
It's not in the Fellowship.
Damiani is the elf.
Doesn't mean the Fellowship.
I'm the elf.
Damiani's Legolas?
Wait.
Damiani is Legolas. Yes, he is.
We need a Legolas.
You know it to be true. Ian has
I don't know it to be true.
Legolas doesn't troll
Ian
at
has
all.
tossed me. Ian has tossed me.
Gimli?
Yeah, Ian is Gimli.
Have you watched Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
I don't think you've seen Lord of the Rings, Kyle.
No, I never watched Star Wars.
I think you're just like envisioning what these characters are like.
And Jones
Personality.
Aragorn. What's that guy?
Who's Don?
Don's Aragorn?
Aragorn.
Wait. So who's left then? I guess Don gets to be Boromir.
Yeah.
Faramir, you mean? There's Boromir and Faramir.
Boromir. The original Fellowship, Don.
Yeah.
Who's tossed me?
Ian as Legolas is really good.
Who's tossed me?
Yeah, I feel it's weird because it's like I understand like there's a lot of hobbits to go around, but it seems like Huber would be Gimli, right? Big old axe.
I mean, I'm down.
Who's Bilbo? Old Bilbo.
God, I love Bilbo. Bilbo is like my favorite fictional character ever.
Really, dude? Why?
Really?
Speaks to my heart and soul, dude. Bilbo Baggins.
Bilbo's not.
No, he's like a little selfish evil boy.
On the outside, not on the inside.
On the inside too, dude.
Kind of.
Factually. Yeah, factually.
I want to just like cook him some dinner, dude. Here you go, Bilbo. Stress,
Who's
de-stress.
Who's Tom Bombadil?
Off the rails, man.
That could be Ian.
Yes.
Very much be Tom Bombadil.
Deep cuts.
I would love to be Legolas, though. Just rocking that bow. That'd be great.
I thought you were Aragorn, dude.
Yeah, probably. I just would, you know.
I think, yeah, Jones
I
is
would love
the
to be
easiest
Legolas
Aragorn.
Sorry, that's Damiani, bro.
Tell me how to flip it around. That'd be really great. Honestly, Toss Me just ruins Two Towers for me. Like I know there was a lot of people like place Two Towers above Fellowship. Like just that one, there's like 2 or 3 Gimli lines in Two Towers, and I'm like, no,
Yeah,
back of the pack, Two Towers, back of the pack.
The more thing about it, if Huber is Gimli, then Brad is such an easy Legolas. Then he fits that so well.
Oh, sure.
I really like that question. It got
That was that was intense.
Thank you, Kyle. Next question comes in from Shadow2222. Hey, allies. Sadly, I wasn't able to make it to the LA for the live event and the unrelated but equally exciting Dream Theater concert, but hopefully next time I will. Huber, you are a great host, and I appreciate the effort that everyone put into the live event and Mysterious Monsters in general. My question today is topical with the awesome-looking Mortal Kombat 11 coming out soon. What is your favorite character both to play as and from a lore perspective? And who is your least favorite character in the series history that you can recall? I really dislike Shujinko in Deception and how the adventure mode essentially shoehorned into the history of the entire series while he made really dumb decisions and was a terrible judge of character throughout. Thanks again for all of the great content. Love and respect, Tyler.
Who's the robot guy that was in the second Mortal Kombat movie? He's like
Cyrex?
yellow.
Cyrex
is yellow, yeah. Cyrex is yellow.
That's a weak character.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right.
Boy.
Wow.
Okay.
At least in the movie. He just looked dumb in the movie.
Yeah.
A lot of those characters translated really well, but
Yeah, like Johnny Cage was a weak character in the second movie too.
We can't. Please don't bring up Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Please just do not. That's not connected
Shao
to
Kahn?
the games. Get it out of your mind. We don't want it here.
But it has the music. It has the best theme song.
Ugh.
I mean, we all hate Shinnok. He's going to come up a lot. Mocap, I hate a lot. I wish Mocap was not canon, but he is.
I don't even know what you're referring to.
I don't know. Yeah,
It's a guy in a mocap suit. His name is Mocap.
What game is this?
3 or something?
It's the one that has everyone. It's the one that I think the
Armageddon?
last. Yeah, I think it's like the last PS2 game.
Okay, according to the Mortal Kombat Wiki, Mocap is the character. He made his debut in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, and this image is like pretty upsetting. Like it's not even funny. Here, I'll share this with you guys. Interesting answer, Kyle. We say it all the time, but like it bears repeating. Shinnok sucks and Quan Chi sucks.
Yep.
Yeah, right. Quan Chi sucks too.
Favorite? Yeah, go ahead, man.
He just asked like favorite character to play as. I don't know, man. Mortal Kombat 11 is making me like question that because like I really enjoy playing as Baraka, and I didn't have like any affinity for Baraka before, so like the verdict's still out on that. But spinning people with Cabal's dash has always been fun. Like that's always been a highlight for me. I really like Cabal a lot. I don't know if he's like favorite level. I like Striker a lot too. But spinning with Cabal, good stuff. Go ahead, Huber.
Liu Kang, favorite to play as because I love sick martial arts. Also, Sub-Zero and Scorpion, of course, because freezing and pulling people with a spear is iconic and amazing. Favorite lore, though, has got to be Shang Tsung.
Yeah.
10 out of 10, dude. Shape-shifting, manipulating from the shadows, Orochimaru style. Hunt for immortality. Great villain.
It's so funny to say that. Orochimaru style, since he was like predates Orochimaru.
He does. He does indeed. Precursor, dude. If only I knew when I was like 8 years old.
Whether it existed before or after, everything was influenced by Naruto.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
As a kid, Huber, like maybe it's not that impressive to people now, but the fact that Shang Tsung could turn into other fighters, I like it blew my mind. I just thought it was the coolest shit.
Yeah.
I like Jax to play as because I just like a fighting game character with big metal arms that punch hard. You just want to punch hard.
Kyle, have you seen Jax in Mortal Kombat 11?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got big metal arms, man.
He does, and as he punches people, those arms heat up.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Stronger. Yeah, it's sick.
Lore-wise, I like Melina. I like the idea of like a nasty, sexy woman. Like she's got a mask, and you think she's sexy, and she's like, "I'm not sexy. I'm a monster." But she's also very power hungry, and she has her own ideas of what she wants to rule with. So it's cool.
Dude, Kyle, Melina is such a good answer. That was a perfect because she's like self-conscious about her kind of dual nature. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. What do we think Brad's favorite Mortal Kombat character is?
So
we actually know. Yeah.
So
Zero.
Yeah.
What about Ian? I think Katana for Ian.
Katana, yeah. Or Jade.
Or Jade, sure. Good stuff. Mortal Kombat hype.
Yeah.
Next question comes in from Caesar, and you know where this is going. Hello, Ally. Mexico is just a different system. Wants to build a gaming music library, and I'm counting on your wise input. I'll be using the following months to gather your favorite video game scores. Since we are dealing with over 30 years of gaming history, we'll be focusing on a different console each month. But don't just think of exclusives. Multi-platform games count. This month, we are doing the Sega Genesis Streets of Rage.
Yeah.
Streets of Rage, Phantasy Star immediately comes to mind. Golden Axe, Sonic, of course.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Is the Jurassic Park?
That game you did, Don't Skip 4.
Rocket Knight Adventures. Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. Shining Force. I actually can't recall the Shining Force music, but I'm pretty sure it's good. So I'm going to say Shining Force.
Castlevania Bloodlines.
Ooh, yep.
I want to say Vector Man. I have to go and re-listen to these. I want to say Vector Man. Castlevania Bloodlines is good.
Huber, how's Hyperstone Heist?
Awesome, dude. There's some good music in there. For sure. I promise you.
Okay. Huber promises Hyperstone Heist.
I swear it's good, dude. The final boss fight song is really good. The sewer opening level is really good. Music. It's great.
Jones, isn't there a good Batman game?
Batman the Animated Series, I think, is enjoyable.
Yeah, all the Batman stuff I played on Super Nintendo, so I don't know from experience.
Gotcha.
Sega CD had a totally random Batmobile racing game.
I want to say Columns.
I
like the songs in Columns.
Yeah, I think Echo the Dolphin. I think the music was probably one of the stronger points, even though the game is super weird.
The game is super weird. I remember the first time I tried to play that, I was just completely bewildered. Yeah. I want to say Super Hang On as well. I'd have to re-listen to a lot of these. These are all 10 years.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of these don't really get as much play, so it's kind of hard for me to pull them up at the top drop of a hat.
Right.
Kind of skimming through some things now. Plus, I didn't.
Oh, Toe Jam and Earl. There we go.
Plus, I didn't have the privilege of having a Genesis, so just whenever I was at other people's places.
I actually thought of that because Toe Jam and Earl was mentioned in the next question. Could we put the Mortal Kombat on there as well? Is Mortal Kombat Genesis Blood?
It is on Genesis. For sure. If you like that music from the original. I don't remember how it stacks up.
Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition on Genesis. Speaking of fighting games. Anything else coming to mind? Or are we ready to move on? All right, I'll take your silence as an answer. Santiago asks, hi, allies. I have become hooked on buying Nintendo Switch software through limited run games. My most recent orders have been physical versions of Toe Jam and Earl Back in the Groove and Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. Ooh, Bloodstained Curse of the Moon would be nice to have physical. I really appreciate the care that goes into creating physical copies of these games. My question is, which digital game do you feel needs the limited run games treatment?
Scott
idea.
Pilgrim Saves the Universe.
Yes.
Oh, just so it comes out again.
Yeah.
Yeah, like any digital game that doesn't exist anymore. Like a delisted.
I don't know. I'm hesitant to suggest something because I don't know like what.
Yeah, I don't know their catalog.
Yeah.
You know what digital game I thought was pretty dope is stacking.
Yeah.
Does anyone else like stacking?
That's the Double Fine game, right?
Yeah.
I played a little bit of it. I thought it was cute. My memory on stacking's pretty hazy, though.
Right.
I'm sorry, man.
Oh, I know some ones that should get that people are kind of made some headlines when the Bayonetta collection came out here. Only one of them was physical, the other was digital, and the upcoming Resident Evil collection, the only RE0 is getting a physical copy. So nice.
Yeah,
like RE4 is not getting a physical release. It's like, okay, digital only.
I would
download code.
Like Yakuza 5 to have a physical release. I never did. I mean, over here. That's what I mean. I think we've been somewhat stumped, fellas.
Yeah, because I think even Greece got.
Well, the thing. Oh, Blood's talking.
Go ahead, Blood. You're good.
Oh, I said I think even like Greece got like a physical version at some point. So yeah, it's really hard to know which have and haven't with these limited editions.
Sure.
Has anybody said the Alien versus Predator arcade game that was never released on consoles? Does that count for this?
Counts. It counts.
Count it.
Limited run, get on it, dudes.
The AVP beat 'em up that was arcade only. Get it on consoles, please. One of the greats.
Next question comes in from Will. Hey, allies, there have been quite a few awesome gifts that people have sent in. What are some gifts from the community that stand out the most to you? This is from Will Schmuck, who has sent some incredible D&D books that really stood out to me. It feels weird, like playing favorites with gifts, but those stand out. And just the deluge of Suikoden stuff was just the breadth of it stands out to me.
Michelle sending that copy of Mother 3, obviously, even though I've been slow to get through that game, it's definitely something that like I wanted to play and probably would not have gotten around to actually figuring out how to get that onto the physical cart, and I wouldn't have wanted to play it in an emulator.
That Disneyland castle for sure.
Oh wow, yeah.
Good pick.
Oh,
The crazy belt.
Oh yeah, the belt. The belt was very good.
So again, not to pick favorites like Ben was saying, but this is my favorite thing anyone has ever done for me in my life.
Yeah,
nice.
Like
That's number one, dude.
It speaks to my soul, man.
The
Making me a
guitar
ninja,
shirt?
some Naruto ninja, dude. It can't be that. Like, I would rather live in Konoha than like be an umbrella agent. I don't know, like Konoha for life.
Pretty cool.
Also, shout outs to the Shell Cody. That blew my mind too. Go ahead, Dummy.
I was to say the giant Metal Gear art collection book. That was really good, but also the Piccolo drawing, since Piccolo is best dad, and I will not hear anything otherwise.
I don't know if I've seen this picture, Dummy. You have to show it to me.
We all got like I think most of us got like these drawings, and I got Piccolo, which was really awesome.
Nice.
So I don't know if Blood said this. Did he say the fighting game?
No, but I'm glad you said that.
Oh, to me, it's like easy favorite. Someone made a fully functioning fighting game where each of the 9 of us has a character who has regular attacks and special attacks, Smash Brothers-esque. We each have our own stage, and it just works, and you can just 2 players fight each other in the Easy Allies fighting game. Easy favorite.
They got really cool ones. Yeah, that the Brandon's Garage and Legos.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that was still like impressive, like how that was, with all the packaging and stuff.
The Hall of Greats game was sick too, where you could explore it.
Yeah, like going through all of that.
Yeah,
We've got like so many like posters and stuff, like custom posters, like NES game, Easy Allies, the artwork and stuff like that. It's all hanging up.
Next question comes in from O.M. Hawkstelter. Howdy there, Jolly Allies. You may have heard I'm developing a great big old school JRPG. Well, it ain't going to be too good, partners. Trouble is, I've got to design this little town for Gift of Heaven's prologue, which clippity claps onto your dusty old 3DS on August 7th. But for the life of me, I just can't rustle up a good name for this here town. The question is, are you bad enough dudes to rescue Gift of Heaven by naming this town for me?
Mm-hmm. Wait, more about the town.
That's all that, Kyle, I have to read what I'm given. That's all we got.
Oh boy. We're just naming a town?
We're naming a town. Come up with a good name.
No more details, right? Just name a town?
Lilac.
Nope, I was lying. Here's everything about the town.
Okay.
Oh, that you were kidding.
I was kidding. Yes. That was a joke. The camera keeps moving.
I've always been tempted to name something Elendar, like Love and Respect, Eleanor, but like ELANDAR.
That's really good.
That's
pretty cute. Yeah.
That's really
There you go.
Good.
I've been
There's your
dropping that
winner.
into RPGs every now and then, ever since Easy Allies started.
Really?
Yeah, that's the name. That's the name of my like hub in Fortnite. My base.
Sick.
Does anybody have anything that rivals Eleanor?
No way.
Mm-mm.
I like that a lot. Thank you.
Like mine's like a cho town. So consider that as well.
Maybe make that your biggest city.
6 Cho. Yeah.
Next question comes in from James. Please rank these systems from best to worst.
Oh no.
Nice.
I'll make a notepad for this. N64,
Worst.
Wii U, Vita, Sega Master System, Dreamcast, and GameCube.
Whoa. That's a very small set. Okay.
Yeah.
So how do we
It's
feel
so
about
weird.
Vita? Can we make Vita the worst?
So wait.
No,
N64,
we use the word. Sorry.
Yeah,
It's
we
not,
use.
dude.
Here's the thing, Kyle. Like, I don't have that much experience with Sega Master System. I've
Yeah.
played a few things on there that I enjoyed, but like, I don't feel like I can comment on it
Right.
definitively. So, like, I think just by default for me, Sega Master System would be the worst.
My
Not
cousin had one. You're right. That's the worst. I'm being cute. That's the worst one.
I vote Wii U is the worst.
Worse than Sega Master System.
Wii U has all the virtual console stuff on it, so like
All right, well,
probably-
Vita has
Wii U-
all the PS1
Wii U-
classics on it. If we're going that route,
Along with
Wii U has
PS4
Bayonetta
games, technically.
and
Yeah.
Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. I will not hear that it is the worst.
just play that on the Switch now, dude.
Wait, so we got
Dreamcast number 1, right?
N64, Wii U, Master System,
We
Vita.
can make the bread of the sandwich. Dreamcast number 1.
I think
Yeah.
Dreamcast or GameCube is number 1 for me.
I agree.
Oh, yeah. GameCube for me.
N64 though is in an interesting spot with this list because a lot of those games you can only play on N64. Where am I going to play GoldenEye? Where am I going to play Super Mario 64?
on Wii U.
On
I hear
Wii
that.
U. True.
I
But
hear
GoldenEye.
I hear where you're coming from, but for me, I'm not thinking of like what got re-released where. I'm thinking about like these games came out on this system originally,
Okay,
and that's like a benefit to that system. That's just where my head is at.
got it.
Yeah, going by that, man. N64 had a lot of good games came out on it.
Yeah. Well, and to me, I mean, N64 for as weird as
Damiani,
that
which cat is that?
Which
generation
one?
was.
The all-white cat.
That's Cloud.
I don't know if I've seen Cloud on camera before.
Really,
That's a good cat, dude.
rank the cats.
But yeah, I think N64 is like still hugely influential. As weird as that generation was, it had strengths that the PlayStation didn't, and the PlayStation had strengths the N64 didn't.
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said, Blood.
Yeah, the N64, I was a kid, so again, this is all hindsight and nostalgia, but like the N64 was the living room party hangout console that has never been replicated again for me personally. Smash Bros, GoldenEye, Mario Party, like no other system in my life brought people together the way N64 did.
Yeah, and like I still think to this day Ocarina of Time and Super Mario 64 are some of the greatest games that have ever come out. So like I hear you. Does that mean we're putting N64 as number one? Do we agree with that? Do we want that?
I was thinking N64 would be more a 2 or 3, most likely.
Yeah.
I certainly don't, but I'll allow it. I mean, the controller's dumb, the hardware's dumb, the cartridges are dumb, the design looks bad.
Most of
the games look gross. Like the games all have a really gross filter on them.
Yeah.
Like it's a bad console. It really hurts for me to see that above Dreamcast and GameCube.
All right, so I have a tentative list. You tell me what you think, allies. I've got Dreamcast at number 1.
Yes.
GameCube at number 2. N64 at number 3. Wii U at 4. Vita at 5. Sega Master System last.
I think that's a safe bet as we're going to get.
I'm putting Vita above Wii U, let the record show. And Sega Master System. Wii U is the absolute bottom. I can't handle it.
You know, I was hard on the Vita for no reason. Vita can be Wii U.
Okay, we're going to switch it.
Yeah.
Wait, what'd you say?
Vita above Wii U.
Switch it.
Sure.
Do we have... Go ahead, Ryan.
Joey is upset.
No, I don't know about that. That system. I mean, if you said PlayStation Portable, I'd agree with you, but I don't think the Vita fell way short.
I would get mad at Huber the way because Huber like tries to see the good in everything, and like Huber would just shit talk the Wii U during the GT days, and not that like it didn't deserve some shit talking, but it was just so different compared to the way he talked about everything else. I was like, no, like what about this or that? We got into little arguments about it.
Yeah, like I was trying to think of the software lineup on Wii U, especially in the West, and it's like not that like I don't see it being that compelling compared to even like Wii U for like offerings.
I think the thing that the Vita really has going for it is the fact that it can play like PS1 classics and so many PSP games so easily. I think is
but Wii U can play like. It has Virtual Console on it as well. Like Wii U is actually now viewed as like the definitive like Virtual Console machine.
But
I definitely use it constantly.
To counter that, the PS1 classics on the Vita changed the way you could play them. You could play them on the go. So I could play Resident Evil 2 in bed, all cozied up, or like
technically you can gamepad, but you can't take the gamepad on the go with you outside. I get that, but I mean you could like different control options. Like everyone's complaining about the N64 controller. Well, you can play Super Mario 64 with like a variety of controllers now, thanks to the like playing it on Wii U with the Virtual Console. You don't have to play it with that stupid N64 controller anymore. I'd say it offered more accessibility to those games, and it offered like didn't have to have those like stupid cables and stuff to hook them up anymore and stuff like that. So and made it way easier to play those like older games. Had like all the save state functionality. I think it let you remap controls on some of the games as well on your controller. So like you have custom setups, which was pretty cool.
I wanna ask Brandon, Blood, and Kyle, Wii U or Vita?
Vita over Wii U for sure.
Blood.
I'm gonna probably just go Wii U because I never even bought a Vita. I never had that huge urge to really do it.
It's not a compelling argument. Thank you, Blood. Bosman.
You know what? Damiani sold me. I'm going Wii U over Vita.
Okay. So how many do we have for Wii U? Raise your hand. That's 4. All right. Wii U is going to
Wii U, you got us.
I mean, I like your argument, but if your best argument is that it's older games is its best offering for Vita, then that's like kind of sucks in terms of like, what about new games? Like, dude, I think Wii U crushes Vita in new games.
Danganronpa was on there. Persona 4 Golden was on there. Tearaway was on there. Gravity Rush was on there. Some top.
Gravity Rush was better on console.
Eventually,
much better.
So
on
is Tearaway.
Console. And Tearaway's probably yeah.
I mean, all the games on Wii U are just like on Switch now and better.
I mean, but technical aspects, like Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, doesn't play better because it's on Switch now. It just runs better. That game was like
set up, dude. How about setting up that Wii U with like 49 cables?
Where else can you got Fatal Frame 5 on there, you got the Wonderful 101, you got originally got Bayonetta 2 on there.
I'm just thinking of hardware too, man. The Wii U hardware is what set me off.
Yeah. It's poorly designed for sure.
If we're just truly talking about hardware,
yeah, the
Wii U is like, even now when I turn it on, even after they like did the update to speed it up, it's still super slow and awkward. And
it is. Also, the Vita menu was terrible too. Like those bubble things was like the dumbest thing ever. It was like it looked like a 90s like website. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so bad.
The Vita is very fast.
They're both at the bottom. That's fine.
Yeah. I love the passion for this bottom of the barrel ranking. So finally, according to the EA's allies, based on this list, Dreamcast is number 1, which was not really contended at all. GameCube at number 2, N64, Wii U, Vita, the Sega Master System.
It's more fun to argue about the lower spots than the higher spots.
Those are my favorite arguments. Those are my favorite.
Next. We only have a few more questions. I think we're just going to try to get through all of them.
Do it.
Excuse me. Robert asks, hello to the uniquely talented and knowledgeable allies. I finally beat Dragon Quest XI. Throughout 200 hours plus of playing, the only part that had me hooked was the Wheel of Karma trial. Side challenges that test all members of the party's strengths and weaknesses. I was so obsessed with trying to accomplish all the challenges. I was up until 5 a.m. on a work day until I finally beat it. What was the last game you remember playing that you couldn't put down, where you were so addicted and absorbed, nothing else seemed to matter? Easy answer. Sekiro.
Resident Evil 2.
Sekiro and Resident Evil 2.
But I've been obsessed with a lot of games this year. Sekiro, and then Devil May Cry 5, and then Resident Evil 2. Like all of those, I like burned through them out of love. Burning love. Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey for me. I could not stop. Couldn't stop.
Hell yeah, Jones.
Tetris 99. That game held me hostage till I got through that number 1 slot.
Excited for Kyle's answer.
Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
Almost with Kingdom Hearts, but like there wasn't like enough in Kingdom Hearts.
Oh man, no, I was obsessed with Kingdom Hearts. That was another one. I completely forgot about that. Yeah. I did that in a few days, I think. Yeah.
Right. Like I wanted to lose myself more in Kingdom Hearts. It's like, oh, that's it. Okay.
Okay. Next comes in from Corey. Who? Yeah, it's weird. There's definitely been this huge backlash to Kingdom Hearts, and like, I get it. And I think there are a lot of valid complaints, but I loved that game, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with my love. All right. Next question comes in from Corey. With Nintendo releasing Yoshi Crafted World and its amazing craft art style, I wonder what other game series, not just Nintendo, would you want a craft art style to be done in?
Doom.
Doom was my answer. Yes, Brandon. Sekiro.
But no, I think Doom basically did my joke anyway. So Doom's probably better. Doom would actually be really, really, really funny.
It would be so funny seeing all those demons and crafted for him. Yeah, it'd be awesome. Huber, Damiani, Kyle, you got any answers?
Twisted Metal.
Is that a serious answer? Or I can't tell.
Yeah, Twisted Metal would be really cool.
Didn't we get like Twisted Metal Kids or something? Wasn't there?
Yeah,
like
I'm gonna buy that game. It's a bunch of kids with remote controlled cars in a playground. I'm like, man, I gotta buy that game. That's why it was on my mind.
Nice. Would you make it out of like aluminum can? Like, what would you make the cars out of? Because I feel like it would be so if they're made out of plushies or something, that'd be so disappointing.
I just want to say I can't sometimes tell when you're in a bit or not. That's all.
You just gotta look in his eyes. It's the only giveaway.
Okay.
I think making a Metal Gear game with this style, but like it's totally like buys into it, like the deaths and stuff. Like it's like less like violent. So like when you know, like it's just like a piece of paper you're strangling, so it just like crumples up and stuff instead of like guy choking and neck snapping and stuff. It'd be kind of like funny.
We're twisted people. Our last question comes in from Michael, who says, "Hey, allies, I asked this question on Cup of Jones, but I want to ask again to everyone here. I'm currently about to move into another city in a month's time. What strategies do you all suggest in moving and getting to know a brand new city? Do you use apps like meetup apps to find similar-minded people? Thanks again and great show at year 3. I have no advice for this.
Find a restaurant, your favorite. Find a spot near you that is like a 10 out of 10. So like try a bunch of places in your area. Just find some comfy, cozy place like where you can become a regular at.
You know what's funny is like the idea of like seeking people is so foreign to me. Like the idea of like trying to find other humans is like, why?
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I would never do that.
They're all bad.
All bad?
No, but like I mean, like one of the best things that like when I first moved to LA was like taking improv classes and like hanging out with that community. So I can't like pretend like I'm not like that. You know what I mean? Like yeah. So if there's like a cool like activity you could get into in your city, like absolutely find that. Something unique to your city that other cities don't have is pretty fun.
A couple of years ago, I just randomly decided to go to like a Magic Draft tournament thing at a local card shop, and everybody was super nice.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so I agree with what Kyle is saying. Like if you find an activity that you're interested in, that's probably the best way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like I know not everyone's going to be into this, but like, the simplest thing is, finding a church that you vibe with, and because there are going to be people there that I mean, it's particularly if you find a community that you gel with. There's going to be all kinds of different people there with different interests, and I just meet so many people that I wouldn't ordinarily meet because we're in the same place or we're working on stuff together, and it's just weird because it's frozen on Kyle and he's not moving. But yeah, I mean, I've done so many things. Like I wouldn't be at Easy Allies without my church. Like it's just one thing leads to another, and I've done so many crazy different things in my life just through that community.
Cool. That's it. We're at the end of the line with questions.
I want to say good luck to that person, though, and congratulations for moving to a new city.
Yeah, it's scary for sure.
It's way scary.
Thank you, Alice. Thank you, Michael Cooper, Michael Donnelly, Kyle Boston, Daniel Bloodworth, and Brandon Jones. And thank you to all of the patrons who wrote in and submitted questions. Before the show, we'll be here at the last Saturday of the month in April to do this all again, and we will see you guys later. Bye, everybody.